Alright, hey, it's Mega here, and I'm shooting a Rav4 Prime video, and what it's about is recovery points for a Rav4 Prime, okay? This probably could apply to Rav4s that are, if you know your Rav4 was built in Japan, okay? So, I don't know, for whatever reason, only the Japanese Rav4s have, like, towing eyelets and stuff, okay? That's just how they do it nowadays, man. Like old cars, they have like tow hooks in the front, where the cross member is, and then in the back, okay? And well, the good thing is the Rav4 has the Rav4 Prime has a tow hook in the back. Look at this. So look at this bad boy. Why isn't it on my vehicle? Well, it's because I installed a tow hitch. I had to remove it, okay? So if you do buy a tow hitch for your Rav4 Prime, you're gonna have to ditch this thing, okay? But mine is a 2021 Toyota Rav4 Prime SE, and it came with a tow hook. All right, this was on the this part of the bumper, the right part of the bumper, All right, so if you're looking for the tow hook, all right, so this is an easy one. All right, these you can pull your Rav4 out from wherever, or get it up the tow truck if they need to winch it up. They can attach it to this guy. All right. But if you have I know. So here's a suggestion. If you have a Rav4, I think that was made in the U.S. or Canada. I'm not 100% on the U.S. Rav4s. All right. And oh yeah. So another thing is, how do you know where your Rav4 was made? All right. Well, if it's a Rav4 Prime, most likely it was built in Japan. All right, in Aichi, Japan. If you look at your window sticker, that's the only place I know you can find it. All right. I'm sure. Maybe you can find it somewhere on the car, but I don't know where to find it. Okay. Also in the manual, it doesn't mention anything about this. Nothing. The owner's manual doesn't mention anything about these recovery points at all. All right, which is kind of weird, right? I did look in the index of the owner's manual, and it said towing eyelet. When I go to that page, it mentions nothing about a towing eyelet. So I don't know what the deal is, guys. Why they don't have a? It's kind of an important thing, especially if your vehicle needs to be towed. All right, maybe they think your Rav4 Prime will never have to be towed because it's the ultimate vehicle. That type of thing. Okay, it's super reliable. It's a Toyota. It doesn't need to be towed. All right. Well, you never know. Okay, you could get in an accident or something, and then the vehicle won't move or whatever. All right. But anyway, yeah. So I discovered that this was underneath the bumper. All right. I'll show you where it is in a second, where it goes. And yeah, so if you're trying to figure out where your Rav4 was made, you got to look at your window sticker. All right. If you still got that window sticker around, it'll tell you where it was, the plant that it came out of, right? And so this one was built in Aichi, Japan, okay? I think the US ones are built in Texas and Canada. I'm not really sure where they're built, right? But for whatever reason, they don't have any kind of towing hooks or anything, okay? It's become like a sign of the times thing. They just like how the spare tire is disappearing. Well, the tow recovery points are disappearing also. Okay, because my Toyota Previa had them underneath in the front bumper. Okay. So the one thing you can do if you don't have this, all right, is you can install a tow hitch. All right. If you install a tow hitch, you can install a ball or a recovery hook, all right, on your tow hitch, okay? So, but mine didn't come with one, right? You can get a tow hitch from the Toyota dealer, all right? They can install it for you. I don't know if it comes. I don't know if it'll come with the vehicle, all right? Maybe it does. I know it's an option, or you can do what I did. I ordered an aftermarket one. I have an Ecotech hitch, all right? So let's go take a look at the rear one, and I'll show you the front one. The reason I'm shooting this video is because I'm going to be moving all these tools, so I want to show you where it is in the vehicle before I move them. Okay, so this is the tow hook, all right, guys, and these are the bolts that hold it in. There's only 2 bolts holding in. They're very big, though. Okay, so this would be, I think it's somewhere like this, right? It'd be underneath the vehicle, like right here. Okay, so if you're looking for it, go underneath. All right, and it'll be like somewhere around this area near the muffler, okay? and then you would just attach it whatever you're, you know. So for the, if you have a hitch, all right guys, you could buy a you could probably use the tow ball. All right, if you have a tow ball. If you don't have a tow ball, because why would you have a hitch if you didn't have a tow ball, right? You can connect it to here. All right, the chain, you know, where you put the chains for a trailer, you can put it here. All right, or you can, there's a receiver that you can put in. All right, you can put it into the receiver and it'll have like a link. All right, one of those towing links. All right, so that's what you could do if you don't have one of these guys. All right, if you have a Rav4 that has one of these guys, if you don't have one, all right, you can install a hitch. All right, that's my best advice right there. All right, I don't know if you can buy one of these from Toyota. All right, you can probably look it up in the parts thing and maybe you can see if it'll fit. All right, because it just goes where the hitch goes, and I'd imagine at least the hybrids have the same hitch. Okay, all right, so there's that. So that's where you would find the recovery points for the rear of the Rav4. Right. Okay, so on the front you have these. On my Rav4 Prime, I have these little panels. All right, there's this a white panel and a black panel because I have a super white Rav4. All right, and then so I got one on the left and the right, so they're right here. So you got to take these panels out, and you got to put an eyelet in there. All right, I'm going to show you where the eyelet is. Okay, so where do you find this recovery eyelet, towing eyelet? That's what they call it. You got to lift up the back cover. All right, and it's here on the left side. All right, right here. Okay, there you go. That's where it lives. All right, so there's a little tool holder thing here, and you would pull this out. All right, just like that. And you got this towing eyelet. All right, now you got to screw that into the bumper. Okay, and then so we're going to take the panel off. So like I mentioned, you have to have a Japanese Rav4. I think maybe even if you have these covers, if you have a Canadian one, there's nothing back here. There's nowhere to put it in. They do sell bumpers with these. I guess they have to sell the bumpers that have these. All right, I think the Adventure model doesn't have it either. Okay, so only Japanese Rav4s, guys. So I'm going to use a trim tool to do it. They don't include a tool to do this. So if I were you, if you were going to use this thing and you didn't want to mess up these panels, all right, you want them to still look nice. You don't want to mar them up, all right. Get one of these trim tools and just leave it in your trunk or something. Okay. So I guess I'm going to pry right here. There you go. It just pops out. You have to do both of them. I'm not sure. It's already cut. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then there's a little thing that holds it right here. Right, there's a little lanyard. That's nice. So that's the white part that popped out. It's probably going to be whatever your body color is. Do you take this out now? Hades Mega is learning just like you guys. Yep. Okay. So yeah, both of these come out. Maybe you don't have to take both of them out, but you could take them both out. All right, and then they got these little lanyards. All right, there's these little lanyards. Okay, yeah, so you got these lanyards holding it out, okay? And then if you look in there, all right, let me get my light out. All right, you look in there, you see a place to screw the towing eyelet, okay? All right, I can imagine the other side probably has the same thing, okay? Okay, that's what it looks like. Got it? That's what's okay, then what you're going to do is get that eyelet and just screw it in there. Okay, so I guess when you screw it all the way in, it's kind of like a 45-degree angle, all right, guys? There you go. That's what it looks like. Okay, so then if you need to get pulled out somehow, you can connect it to here, all right? You've only got one of them, all right? So you can't put them in both holes, all right? That's what I just realized just now. All right, so you can, it looks like you can install it on the right side or the left side of the bumper, okay? But yeah, there it is. That's what it looks like with the towing eyelet in there. And I think you can probably take these out too. Yeah, you can probably take these out if you squeeze this. See, it looks like an arrow. It's arrow shaped. If you squeeze the sides of the arrow, you can probably take these out. All right, so that way, if you're I don't know, if you're getting towed or whatever, you know, those won't be dangling in the wind, all right, type of thing, all right? You can totally remove those, all right? But if you just need to get pulled onto the tow truck real quick, you know, it'll be fine, I guess. Okay. So yeah, if you get pulled on, I think you have to use a flatbed to tow this this vehicle, because it's all-wheel drive and it's like a hybrid. So they would connect the winch here, and then they would pull you up onto the bed of the trailer, all right? If you got nothing to hook onto, then they're gonna have to do it on the arms or something, okay? So, but yeah, so this is the best way. This is the towing eyelet, all right? That's the recovery point for the Rav4 Prime, all right? Well, whether they make, I don't think they make any aftermarket recovery points for this vehicle, not yet anyways, all right? I don't know where they were gonna put them, all right? But some vehicles, underneath the front bumper, there'll be like a hook somewhere, all right? But this one, Rav4 doesn't have it, all right? That's just like I said, it's a sign of the times. They're getting away from that kind of stuff, okay? But anyway, okay, when you're done, just unscrew it. Okay, take it out. Let's put it here. Put the black part back first. I don't think it really matters, but I think, yeah, I'm gonna hook it on the bottom here and then press it on top. All right, pretty cool. Pretty easy to open. It's funny, you can see like it when they sprayed the bumper, it's not very nice behind it. You can see like spots and stuff. Okay, there you go. All right, so my suggestion is, yeah, if you're gonna take that out, have one of these. You could probably use a flathead screwdriver also, but you may mar up the plastic, all right? If you care about what your Rav4 looks like, then okay. Okay, and then when you're done, just put the towing eyelet back in. Okay, then when you're done, just put the towing eyelet back in. All right, it snaps up here. Okay. All right, so that's where it is on a Rav4 Prime, okay? Okay, and I hope that this has been a educational and entertaining video on the Rav4 Prime's recovery points, and, you know, but in general, the 5th generation Rav4 to XA50. All right, like I mentioned, if yours was made in Japan, you could do that, all right? If yours is American or Canadian, then sorry, you're gonna have to. But please comment below if your Rav4 has this stuff, okay? This towing stuff, all right? As far as I know the Canadian, a lot of people in Canada have been complaining there's no recovery points on their Rav4s, okay? But the American ones, I'm not sure, okay? So if you have a Rav4, if you have a 5th generation Rav4, chime in, all right? Let me know if you got that towing eyelet, and if you got the little panels on the front, and if you've got the tow hook in the back, all right? Whether I don't know if you can buy this and then put it on whatever Rav4, okay? I would imagine you probably could, because this connects to where the hitch goes, all right? So if you wanted one of these, you might be able to buy one of these from your local Toyota dealer and install it, all right? If you think you're gonna need it, I think it's a good idea, all right? But if you have a tow hitch, you don't need it. You can just use your tow hitch to pull the back, okay? And then I showed you how to do the front, all right? If you have a Rav4 made in Canada, I don't know what to say about the front. Okay, the front is just like, I don't know, man. You can get the eyelet, but there won't be any. You can't screw anything in there, all right? There might not even be a cutout in the bumper for that, all right? I know the adventure models don't have them also, which is funny because it's a it's a RAV4 that's, you know, optimized for off-roading, right? And you know, when you're off-roading, you want like recovery points for like winches and stuff. Yeah. Okay. And it doesn't have those. It's like, it's kind of odd, man. Well, anyway, if you have a RAV4 Adventure or a TRD, let me know what you guys got going on with that too. All right. But yeah, for a RAV4 Prime, you could use the tow hook, all right, a hitch if you've installed one, or that eyelet in the front, all right. And I think you can install it on the left and the right. Okay, so there, but I don't think you can install it on both of them at the same time because you only have one eyelet in the vehicle. Okay. Let's hope you never have to use it. Okay, maybe that's what Toyota's banking on. All right, so thanks for watching. It's Big out.